Hey guys, I want to tell you a little story. When I was like around 12 years old, sixth grade, whatever age that is, I got into a bike accident. See, I was in a race with my cousin, my brother, whoever else was there. I was winning the race. I was sprinting. Like I dropped the pack. I was sprinting to the finish. I somehow fell off the front of my bike, hit my head on the ground, rolled. Uh, I think I still won, but I apparently crashed pretty hard. I don't remember any of this. It may not even be true. I have no memory of this. It's just I have an entire day that disappeared. I woke up on a couch with a phone call from my sixth grade baseball coach to tell me that I had made the All Star team as an All Star right fielder, which was kind of a joke because I was terrible. I woke up confused. It was like, what am I doing on the couch? People said you had a bike wreck. I don't remember any of this. Like it's all gone. My parents thought it was funny. They thought it was hilarious. As far as I can remember, I'm sure they were concerned, but I don't remember like I didn't go to the hospital. I didn't go to the doctor. Um, I was fine. I never regained any memories from this event. Like I don't know how I crashed. I don't know what caused me to crash. And the other weird thing about it is that other than like a slight sore head, I don't remember having any injuries. I don't even really know if I even crashed. Maybe I lost and I got so upset. I don't know what happened. I don't know. I just know I was told I hit my head really hard, and acted weird for several hours, and then I woke up and it was like it never happened. Of course, I wasn't wearing a bike helmet because I didn't own a bike helmet. I didn't own a bike helmet until I think I got my first bike helmet when I was like 20, I think. Maybe I bought a bike helmet 19. I've been borrowing bike helmets for bike rides from my buddy Snake. He never wore one himself. Whenever we'd go to like organized charity rides, he would refuse to wear a helmet, didn't sign up. Just he would like drop the sign up fee on their table, but he wouldn't fill anything out, and he'd just walk off and he wouldn't take it back, and then he would do the ride. That was just the way he was. He would not wear a helmet. I wore helmets on those rides because it was required, and he was happy to loan us. He bought a bunch of helmets to loan out to people that rode with him, which is funny because he wouldn't wear his own. So the bike helmet, is it really something we should all be wearing? The first organized ride I did, the Super Trek, or it was called the Superman ride. This was probably like 93 or 92 or something. Um, I was, I think, 14 or 15, and I was just like, it was like the coolest thing I'd ever done in my life. I felt like I was in the Tour de France. I didn't even come close to being in the front, but I had blown away all the slow people. I was riding by myself, and I wasn't wearing a helmet because at the time, this ride didn't require helmets. It said strongly encouraged, and there was really only a handful of people that weren't wearing a helmet. Those of us who came with Snake. A gentleman rode up beside me on a cool Italian road bike and just started screaming at me, just just chewed me out for not wearing a helmet, and I'm just like little fat 14-year-old kid, just smiling, thinking that I was in the world's coolest situation. All of a sudden, this guy's yelling at me for not wearing a helmet, and I'm like, I don't even have a helmet, and he's like, you can't ride a bike without a helmet. If you were riding in the 90s, see, helmets, they became a thing right around this time, apparently. And I don't know how it happened, but it became a thing where all cyclists had to wear helmets at all times. Of course, legally, you weren't required to, and eventually, some states require children of different ages to wear a helmet. I think it was recently Seattle had a law that everyone had to wear a helmet. It might have been Seattle. And they dropped that law because they found it was doing more harm than good. A handful of nations have laws, like Australia has a law, New Zealand has a law where everybody has to wear a bicycle helmet. Most places don't. I generally wear a helmet whenever I'm doing something I consider dangerous. So if I'm going on a group ride, well, obviously I'm going to wear a helmet because it's going to be dangerous. Um, Plus, more than anything, I just know the other people expect me to wear a helmet. You know, like I'm going to make them uncomfortable if I'm not wearing a helmet. But honestly, you know, riding in a pace line, riding in a pack is pretty dangerous. You should probably be wearing a helmet. Accidents definitely more likely to occur. If I'm riding with my mom and dad, which I do frequently, I don't wear a helmet. We go 13, 14 miles an hour. Um, we ride on very remote, you know, pretty low traffic roads. That's not to say that a car couldn't hit us, but uh, you know, so far so good. And also, I I think the helmet, while I'm sure it could help, may not be that helpful if you get smashed by a car. So I choose not to wear a helmet most of the time when I ride by myself, unless I'm riding like a hard workout and I know I'm going to be sprinting, doing intervals. Unless I'm doing like say some hill climbing, I'll take my helmet because I think, you know, hey, if I'm going 40 miles an hour down a hill, maybe I'd be a little better off. The true fact of the matter is, though, statistically, and I know this sounds insane, but statistically, when you look at worldwide, not individual, but worldwide statistics, if I wear a helmet, I'm less safe. I know that makes no sense. How could that be? But if you look at those people who wear helmets, they're more likely to be in accidents than people who don't wear helmets. Now, that's probably based on the fact that a lot of places where it's very safe to cycle, like the Netherlands, a lot of these places that have great bike infrastructure, people don't wear bike helmets. They know how to ride bikes safely. They're not racing. If they are racing, they're wearing a helmet. But just general people out riding their bikes don't need helmets there. And I honestly don't really think if that's the case, you're just out going for a little cruise on your bike. You probably really don't need a helmet here. Um, it just depends, and I think that's the key thing. You know, everybody needs to make up their own mind. You could kind of make an argument, hey, if you don't wear a helmet, you're being selfish, and you know you're going to cost society more if you get hurt. And I guess that's true, but I mean, could you just make the argument that just riding a bike for fun is being selfish? I mean, if you just stayed home and watched TV, there'd be less of a chance of being injured. Um, I mean, the truth is, we have more likely chance of being injured while we're driving. And, you know, I don't know anybody who wears a helmet when they drive. I think attitudes are starting to change a little bit. I feel like hopefully they will. Um, Helmets are great. And when you're doing something dangerous on your bike, or if you just feel like it makes you safer, then you should wear one. I mean, there's no there's no good reason not to. And that's what Snake always said, which was so funny. He's like, there's no good reason not to wear that helmet. I just don't want to do it, and that's the only reason I need. Which is, it's a logically stupid argument, but um, you know, if you're doing something dangerous, then you should wear, and a helmet would help. Then you know you should probably wear one. But I don't consider just going on a ride on my bike, cruising around, dangerous. And I think that if we get past this attitude where it's like zero tolerance for not wearing helmets, and people act like the helmet police and feel like that's their business to tell you you should or shouldn't, you know, you should be wearing your helmet, then we'd just be better off. So that's my 2 cents on helmets. Yeah, yeah. See ya.